This is your top 60 and 60 watch list as Hans and Scotty get you ready for the start of the 2025 college football season by highlighting the most influential players on their team for the upcoming season. And now, get the call, baby! Come on, let's go! Here's today's newest addition to the watch list.
Great addition today. He is your number 2 running back in that BYU huddle. Here's Kalani Sitake talking about Sione Moa.
Sione Moa, big physical back with tons of athleticism. And I think you can't really understand his athleticism because he's running so low to the ground and he doesn't mind being a punishing, bruising back. When you have a back that's not afraid to be physical and has the speed and the agility that he has, it makes you a complete back and makes you a great complement to what LJ Martin can do. And he gives us the opportunity to be able to throw from running backs in the backfield, and it's just his understanding of the game. But it's also he's one of the toughest guys you'll ever meet. His play, the touchdown run against Kansas State last year, he did when he was injured. We knew there was something was banged up with him, and he wanted to push through, and he went out there and scored a touchdown and came to the sideline and says, "Yeah, I'm hurt." And so, we got to keep him healthy. We got to get him ready. But his style of football, it's so physical that we have to use it in the right way, and teaching him, try to be a complete back and be an every down back is going to be the key. He's working towards that. He had a great spring.
Really great spring, and he's had a very good fall camp. LJ Martin, of course, your starting running back. Sione Moa taking the second reps, and I do think it's going to be a really nice combo. And I also think that this running game has to be efficient, because if you are going to, in fact, start a true freshman, you better have a running game there to support it. It can work. It really can. A true freshman can work. It's not real popular. It doesn't happen often, but it can work. Just look at Sam Leavitt with Arizona State. But what did Sam Leavitt have? I'll let you answer that question. That guy, he had the dog, the big draft pick, guy you're going to see rushing for the New York Giants and Cam Scottaboo. It changed everything. Yeah, you can say, oh, Sam Leavitt, this and that, and everybody's projecting him as the top quarterback returning in the Big 12. But is he?
Isn't it amazing the pressure that's taken off of a quarterback by having a really good running game?
Oh, yeah, it changes everything. Cam Scottaboo changed everything for Sam Leavitt. And Sam can sit there and put the smile on, and he can take the credit because, boy, did he get a lot of credit. And when you do push Texas to double overtime in a college football playoff game, you do have some stuff. And Sam Leavitt showed his talent from time to time. And by the way, he's got one of the top returning receivers in the Big 12. I think that Tyson and Sam are probably your top returning duo, if not the top number 1 or number 2. So it's a really good combo. Don't get me wrong. But having Cam Scottaboo changed everything for the very young Sam Leavitt. That's what you got to have. If you are going to start Bear Bachmeier, it has to be LJ Martin. He's got to be the next Cam Scottaboo. He's got to be the next big thing in the Big 12 to draw that defensive attention if you want to get the production that you're hoping for out of Bear Bachmeier. And it can't just be LJ Martin. It has to be Sione Moa as well. There has to be a 1-2 punch. There's got to be somebody there to relieve LJ Martin, and that should be Sione Moa. So we're all excited to see what happens with them as this season plays out. BYU with a great scrimmage yesterday, and then coming out with a practice. If you were listening to Mitch Harper in the previous segment, Mitch was talking about guys looking maybe a little bit lethargic, a little bit slow, and that always happens coming out of scrimmages. These scrimmages put a lot of stress on these players because you're 1 week away from getting into game prep, and which is coming up next week. And so everybody's trying to position on that depth chart. Everybody's trying to put their best foot forward. Your effort is extremely high. Your mental fatigue is even higher than your physical fatigue because you know that 1 or 2 mental errors could take you out of that depth chart. So a lot of pressure being put on these guys, and excited to see this thing continue to play out.